How to become a better marketer. After spending more than $30 million on Facebook ads and running ads in media buying agencies and for my own businesses, I've picked up a lot of habits that help me in conducting better marketing, being a better service provider, being a better media buyer, and being a better entrepreneur, hopefully. And whenever I encounter inexperienced marketers or people who are just beginning to spend money on ads or building campaigns, I can immediately tell the difference. And I wanted to create this video and discuss 9 tips or 9 ideas that I believe every marketer should implement in order to become a better marketer. And I wanted to create this video because I feel that many people believe that marketing isn't a profession, because marketing is somewhat of a soft skill. At least it's considered by many a soft skill. Many people believe that the moment that they start doing marketing, they are marketers. So I encounter many founders of company that they are technical and they don't believe that they need a marketer because they say, no, I know marketing. Many people just don't appreciate marketers and don't understand the skills and experience involved in being a good marketer. And I would like to start, or I don't know if somebody else is already doing this, a paradigm shift in the way people trust and conceive marketers, because I believe it's the most important profession in the business. It's the most important aspect. Marketers are the people who are bringing in the leads and basically creating the money. Maybe it's not so precise because someone also needs to build. Many people are important in order to create a good operation. But anyway, I'm starting to rant. But the main idea is marketers should be respected. And I believe that many of the ideas that marketers should follow already exist in other realms. And I'm often trying to do a synthesis from the programmers world. People who develop and write code have many good habits. And today I want to share with you a few ideas from a book which is very famous. It's called Clean Code, in which the author discusses how to write better code. And these ideas translate very well into marketing. So that was the end of the introduction. Now let's dive deeper into the ideas. So first of all, how do you know if someone is a good marketer? The most obvious question is he generating money for the business? And the second, not so obvious question is the rate of what the fuck per minute. What do I mean by this? And this is an idea that I took from the book Clean Code. The rate of what the fuck per minute is basically if you show the code that you wrote to a friend of yours, a code reviewer, the rate of what the fucks that he says per minute while he is reviewing your code should be very slow. I mean, he shouldn't have many what the fucks while he is reading the code. And this is also relevant for a marketer. You want the rate of what the fuck per minute when someone is reviewing your campaign or your ads to be very low. So for example, if I built a Facebook ads campaign and someone else is taking over the campaign, I want him to be able to immediately understand what is going on. Who are we targeting? What objective are we using? What is the budget that we are planning to spend? Is it a daily campaign? Is it a lifetime campaign? Many different variables, but they need to be obvious to any external person who comes and views the campaign. And same goes with if we build a cart abandonment flow in Klaviyo or a post-purchase flow in Klaviyo. If there is an account that I've been managing and for some reason I need someone else to help me or take over the account, whenever he views the account, he needs to immediately understand what's going on. And how does this happen? This will happen using great naming conventions. So we should have naming conventions in all of our initiatives, in Facebook campaigns, in Google Ads campaigns, in email marketing campaigns, even when we write drafts of SEO content. Everything should be very, very well structured and with the same formats. So normally whenever I start working on a new project, I immediately go and build naming conventions for the project. So I built a UTMs generator with a Google spreadsheet in which I just need to type in the source, the medium, the campaign idea, the campaign ID, the referral, whatever, and this immediately generates the UTMs for me. Also for my Facebook campaigns and Facebook assets and Facebook ads, I always have a template in which I strictly adhere to. I never just write names based on what I feel like, because then I don't follow a strict naming convention, and it's very hard to evaluate the campaigns afterwards. So whatever I do in my marketing initiatives, I always ask myself, will I remember in 6 months' time or 2 years' time what exactly is going on over here? And for this we need great naming conventions. The next thing is having great commenting. So using naming conventions is one thing, but we also need to leave reminders and explainers to us or to our team members regarding what's going on. So let's say we've built a Klaviyo campaign. We should find somewhere, maybe create another spreadsheet, external spreadsheet, which explains what does every campaign do, like who are we targeting, what is the segment being targeted, what is the goal of the campaign, what is the cadence of us sending emails. Everything we should have commenting whenever possible. The other day I was building Facebook custom audiences, and they have a room for you to have like an internal comment which explains what exactly does this audience consist of. And I reviewed the account and I saw that audiences that were built were by someone else. He didn't fill out like the naming, he didn't write an internal note about what is this audience is about. So for me, I said like, what the fuck? Because I didn't immediately understand what does this audience consist of. And this is why commenting is so important. In whatever you do, you should have commenting. So let's say we write a SOP for a process. Doesn't matter which process we have. We write the headline, we write the purpose of the SOP, we write when was it written, when was it last updated, and then we start writing the SOP. Everything should be with commenting and explanations under the assumption that we want someone external to come, see the document or see the campaign and immediately understand what's going on. This leads us to working with templates. I know it sounds tedious, but we should strive to work with templates on whatever we do. If we're doing something more than twice, we need to create a template for this. This will save us a lot of time in the long term and also help us work in a more efficient and effective manner, and also help us with avoiding confusion and just having everything well structured and well organized is very, very crucial. So having a template for everything, like I said, Google spreadsheet that serves as a UTM generator, Google spreadsheet that serves as a campaign name and campaign asset generator, Google spreadsheet for tracking headlines and sub-headlines and preview text for our email campaigns. Everything should have templates. We should have also a swipe file for headlines, stuff like this, but you get the idea of working with templates. The next idea or the next concept is using formatting. Whenever I even send an email, an internal email to a colleague of mine, I'm going to make it a point to use formatting. So I'm going to bold the most important aspects of the email. I'm going to use yellow highlighting for important things that I want a certain person to see in the conversation. So let's say I have an email which I'm sending to 3 different people. So let's say I want to tell Tal something specific. So I'm going to write Tal, and then I'm going to highlight his name with yellow marker, yellow marker in Gmail. And if there is anything that I want to bold, the most important aspect of the email should be bolded, and we must have underlines under each topic, like sub-headlines in the email. So we should format everything, even internal emails, even processes, everything should be formatted and make it very easy and pleasing for the other side. So let's say I send out emails for someone to review. I need to write exactly what am I expecting from the review. I need to share the links in a very easy manner. I don't send them to seek the emails. I send them specific to the specific destination that they need to arrive to. I need to create the most frictionless process even for my team members. So this is why formatting is so important, and I see many people overlook this. So I'm getting emails from colleagues that are not well structured, very long lines. It's not easy to scan the email, no highlighting, no bolding, just a huge chunk of text, and this makes it, I wouldn't say impossible to read, but it's not so pleasing to read. The amount of watermarks per minute is very high, and this isn't a way to do better marketing and do better business. The next idea is error handling. Everything that we do, we must think about the edge cases. So let's say we are creating an add to cart, a cart abandonment flow in Klaviyo. What can go wrong in the cart abandonment flow? One concept is if we didn't set a filter in the cart abandonment flow that automatically exits the person that converted. So we might have the cart abandonment is triggered if someone didn't buy, and then we start sending them like day after day after day another email. But let's say someone entered the flow after he got the second email, and then he went to the website and he abandoned the cart again. So what do we do now? We need to do error handling. We don't want the prospect who abandoned the cart again to go to the top of the cart abandonment flow. So this is an edge case that many people don't think about, but it happens often. It happened to me the other day. I had like a cart abandonment flow, and I didn't think about this. And some people were just going in and out of the cart abandonment flow. So always think about what are the edge cases and what can go wrong, and how am I going to predict what will go wrong, and don't let it go wrong by fixing stuff and erasing the automations or erasing your marketing initiatives in a way that does predict and solve these errors before they show up. And it's very hard to predict all the errors, but if we are observative, if we are observing and we are listening to our customers, and we are also watching heat maps and session recordings using Hotjar or whatever, we are able to see error as they occur, and then we need to go and fix them. So error handling is crucial, and thinking about the edge cases is crucial. This leads us immediately to the next idea, which is testing. And I'm not talking only about split testing, stuff like this. I'm talking about constantly testing and viewing that everything is working as it's supposed to be. So checking out using all the payment methods that you have on your website at least once a month. Joining all the email list, all the automations that you have in your business, and actually opening the emails via mobile and via desktop very often in order to see that everything is working, and also clicking the images, clicking the hyperlinks just to make sure that they are leading to where you want them to lead. Scanning the website once a month in order to see that there are no errors. Going to Google Analytics, seeing if people had seeing bounce rate in all pages, and seeing that there's no anomalies or anything that should make you worry. Going to heat maps and seeing that there were no any rage clicks, which means people just clicked like maniacs on a specific component. This helps you understand that this component isn't working, or that the specific component in your website seems as if it's clickable, but it's not really clickable. So testing and analyzing user behavior in order to avoid very big frictions and loss of money. This relates to refactoring, and refactoring is basically the concept of continuous improvement. So you should always make sure that everything is updated at least once a month or once in 3 months. Make sure that you updated everything in your website. So if you have blog posts from 2022, you should update them. It's now 2023, so also change the headline. If let's say it's a top 10 perfumes in US 2022, so you go and update top 10 perfumes in US 2023. And you also go and update the content because it's very important. And if you now, another aspect of refactoring, that if you now changed, let's say, a name of the product, let's say you're selling e-commerce, and you change the name of the product, you must go to your email marketing automation tool, let's say you're using Klaviyo, and make sure that you're not triggering automations based on the product name, because now you change the product name, and if the automation is case sensitive, it won't fire, it won't trigger. So constantly updating everything, and if you change anything significant in your website, you need to make sure that it doesn't affect other aspects of your website. And for the concept of refactoring, I also suggest using a marketing log, which is kind of similar to what programmers are doing, in which they basically log every change that they did to the code, and they have version control, in which they can also revert back to other versions, and they also take notes of anything that they changed. So updated website, updated database, whatever, in a very detailed manner. And also marketers should do this. So because let's say we changed the headline banner on the 20th of November because it was Black Friday, and we didn't take note of this we can do this in Google Analytics or in a Google spreadsheet. And now it's June 2023. It has been 7 or 8 months, and we are analyzing the data, and we see that the data from the 20th of November, we see a huge spike, and it keeps on going until the beginning of January. And we might assume that it's related to Cyber Monday or Black Friday and the holiday season, but we don't remember the changes that we made in the website. So we changed the announced bar, and maybe we started driving traffic from a new source, or maybe we paid more for affiliates. So we have no real reporting or data regarding the changes that we made. So this kind of makes our data dirty. So we might assume that we remember, oh, this was like the holiday season, this is why we had a spike in results. But since we don't remember all the other changes that we made, we attribute the spike in results to the holiday season, while it might also be related to other factors that we didn't take into account. So long story short, what I suggest with regards to refactoring, or a derivative of refactoring, is also having a marketing log in which we write down every change that we do in our marketing efforts. So let's say it's today is the end of November. We changed the funnel. Instead of having a cart page, we sent 80% of the traffic directly to the checkout. We should take note of this. It's the beginning. It's the 1st of December. We decided to change the default order of products in the catalog page, and now from now on we sort by bestsellers instead of recently added. This is important. It might significantly affect the AOV if you're running an e-commerce website, or it might significantly change the results of, I don't know, the conversion rate. It might change a lot of stuff. But if we don't take note of the changes that we did in our marketing efforts, we can never remember. So again, this leads us back to what I said before. Everything should be ready as if someone external that doesn't understand nothing about the business, as if he lands from the moon and an alien came from outer space, he should within 1 minute understand what's going on. And this is why the marketing log is so important. And the last concept is concurrency, which is basically similar to what marketers call an omni-channel approach, at least the way I define this. And the main idea is the fact that everything should be congruent. If you have a discount offered in your emails, you should have, unless you want it to be a different discount, you should have the same discount in your Facebook ads campaigns. Your messaging in your website should be congruent to your messaging in your Facebook ads. The content that you're creating in your YouTube channel should be relevant to what you're selling. Everything should work together, and you must have the same branding with regards to the fonts, the colors, tone of voice, ideas, messages, targeting the same prospects. So everything should work together in an omni-channel approach, because today clients have very crazy journeys until they buy. And if they came from a Facebook ad because they wanted to see something specific, you probably need to keep on giving this specific thing to them in all the other channels as well. So concurrency and taking an omni-channel approach is very, very important. And wow, this was way longer than I expected. So I will summarize, recap the video. Being a marketer is a profession, and it's a skill that you develop based on many trial and errors. I believe that marketers should be considered very highly by colleagues, and it's not something that you can just come out of the blue and start doing, although many people think so. And I didn't even cover the technical aspects of what is a good marketer, understanding attribution, understanding analytics, understanding data, stuff like this. Today I wanted to share with you a few principles which I basically borrowed from the Clean Code book, which is about programming. And we covered the idea that everything should be very, very obvious from an external point of view. The amount of what the fucks per minute when someone reviews our work should be very low. So if someone comes from the outside and sees your marketing campaigns or whatever you do in the business, he should immediately understand what is going on. I guess that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions or ideas or comments regarding this piece of content or any other content in the channel, please feel free to let me know. And see you in the next time.